Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast. Guys, before we get started, you know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. Hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at IamBigC. Well, our Tigers moved to 5-0 after just destroying Ohio State. 48-3 was your final. We kicked things off in the first quarter with 17 points. Slowed it down a little bit in the second quarter with just a field goal, but then exploded in the third with 21 points and closed it out in the fourth with a touchdown. Solid day for Cody Walker, 21 of 32 for 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He really was throwing the ball very well this week. That Ohio State defense is tough, but he made it look real easy. On the ground, of course, the man, the beast, Pierre Jackson is back, y'all. 23 carries, 135 yards, a touchdown. He carried the ball. He averaged almost 6 yards a carry. He had 29 yards after contact. He was just out there beasting this week. He got off to quite a slow start, but picked it up in the second half. Out wide, Antonio Walker had a big day, 8 grabs for 108 yards and a touchdown. Shout out to Tim Clark, 3 catches for 35 yards. Mike Harper out of the slot, 3 catches for 71 yards in the score. Thomas had 3 catches for 23 yards. Mike Jones, 2 catches for 30 yards. And shout out to Sheldon Hicks. He had caught 1 ball for 24 yards. On defense, the G-men just make me so proud, man. Brian Chase led the way, 9 tackles. He had 2 sacks on the day. Shout out to freshman Cedric Turner. He is out here balling. 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He forced a fumble. He was just all over the field. Dan Bird had 2 sacks. Shout out to Hall. He had 3 tackles. Mike Anderson had a sack this week. Benson picked a pass off. Wilkinson had an interception. Jones had a sack and a fumble recovery he took back for a touchdown in the first quarter. It was just a dominating performance by the G-men's defense. We dig a little deeper into the stats, and like I said, it was just a dominating performance. GSU, 26 first downs to 11, 470 yards of total offense to 222. We held the Buckeyes to 122 yards on the ground and 100 yards through the air. They were 3 of 14 on third down and 0 of 1 on fourth. We forced 3 turnovers and held the ball for 17 minutes. A total of 667 total yards. Like I said, just domination. So we take a look at the polls, and Grambling State still sitting at number 1, 5-0. Gets a majority of the votes. Oklahoma State still number 2. Florida State's in at 3. Miami jumps up 2 spots to 4. Army falls a spot to 5. Texas is down a spot to 6. Alabama holding strong at 7. Miami of Ohio's in at 8. TCU is 9. Then Georgia Tech, they jump up 7 spots to number 10. So it's time to hit the recruiting trail, and it's a big week of recruiting for the Tigers. Travis Young, Tommy Norton, C.J. Johnson, Glenn Bell, and Corey Clark all will be on campus this week. We'll dig a little bit deeper into who these players are and what they can bring to the team. But first, let's take a look at the players that just signed to join our recruiting class. First up is running back Jared Newsom from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. He's 6'2", 186. He's a 3-star running back, and he's ready to come to Grambling State and be great. Now, he has solid traits, 89 speed, 85 agility, 88 acceleration, but we need to work on his carrying a little bit. It's only a 63, but he's got great elusiveness, a nice juke move, a nice spin move. If we can work on that carry and coming out of the backfield and making catches, this guy could be a diamond in the rough. And then we add the number 1 wide receiver in the country, William Lee from Alliance, Ohio, 6'3", 198, a 5-star prospect. And I think in 2 years, this kid is going to be special. 93 speed, 80 agility, 80 acceleration, 78 catching, 82 route running. He's got a 75 spec catch, 74 catch in traffic. We do have to work on his release a little bit, but I think in 2 years, we might say that William Lee is the best wide receiver in the country. So it's time to take a look at the players that are coming to visit this week. First up is defensive end Glenn Bell. He's 6'3", 239 pounds, a 5-star defensive end from Newport Richey, Florida. Grambling State is behind Alabama only by 200 points. But this kid is an elite pass rusher, 85 speed, 72 agility, 88 acceleration. He has a great finesse move. He can get off of blocks. He can tackle, great hit power, and look at that pursuit. Listen, we have to put up some big numbers this week so we can get this guy. He would change the game at defensive end for us. Next up coming in this week is Travis Young. He's 6'2", 207 from Fremont, California. He's a JUCO transfer, and he's the number 75 ranked athlete in the country. And just taking a look at his traits, he is a receiver, not a very good one, but he is a receiver, 92 speed, 79 agility, 90 acceleration. He's got 72 catch, 73 spec catch, 71 catch in traffic, but he has a 77 route running, a 70 release. I think if we put the red shirt on him, he would definitely make for a solid slot receiver in about a year and a half, 2 years. But he does have running back traits too, man. He's got a great stiff arm. He's elusive, got a spin move, ball carrier vision, carrying. He might just be a utility player for us. Next up is Tommy Norton. He's 6'1", 205 from Texas. He's a 4-star prospect, the number 15th athlete in the country, and he's loving Grambling State. He's got them ahead of South Carolina, Georgia, Auburn, and Arkansas State. And Tommy is a corner. He's got 90 speed, 80 agility, 89 acceleration. The man coverage, 84. The zone is a 72. He can get up and press you with a 90 press. He's got great play rec. That's an 85. This kid is going to be a solid corner for us in 2 years. Also coming in this week is some offensive line help. This is C.J. Johnson. He's from San Gabriel, California. He's 6'3", 273 pounds. He's a 4-star center. And it's the number 2 ranked center in this class. Right now, he's got Grambling State with a slim lead over Colorado State, Fresno State, Idaho, and Wyoming. And he would add great depth, man. 83 strength, 69 agility, 87 acceleration. Decent pass block with a 78. Solid run block traits with an 83. His impact block needs some work, but he could definitely add depth to an already solid offensive line. And finally, there's Corey Clark, the number 7th ranked kicker from Covington, Louisiana. He's 5'10", 222 pounds, 3-star prospect. And this kid has a strong leg, 85 kick power, 79 accuracy. The only reason I have him on the board right now is to bring in some competition for Mike Davis. He's been playing great for the past couple of games, but his accuracy is a concern moving forward. If we have a close game and we have to kick a field goal, I'm not sure we can rely on Davis to come in and kick it for us. So that's going to do it for recruiting this week, but you know you can always stay up to date with everything GSU by following your boy on Twitter. It's @IamBigC. I will start dropping more about our recruiting class over on my Twitter page, so make sure you guys hit that link down in the description and give your boy a follow. So we're in week 8, and we welcome the Clemson Tigers into the hole. It's been a disappointing season for Clemson this year, man. They're 1-4. They have losses to BYU, UNC, Georgia Tech, and Louisville. The only team they've beat was Duke. Clemson is led by senior QB Donald Fry. He's 6'2", 228. He's thrown for 697 yards, 9 touchdowns with 1 interception. He's a pocket passer with a very strong and accurate arm. Look at the accuracy, 99 overall, 96 throw power. We don't have to worry about him running too much, man. He's got 60 speed, 72 acceleration, and 64 agility. He's a dangerous weapon. We got to make sure we get the pass rush going this week. On the ground, redshirt sophomore Cody Roth leads the team in rushing with 67 carries for 421 yards in the score. Shout out to his backup, Brent Wright. He's a freshman, redshirt freshman, 6'2", 227, 34 carries, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. And look at this. Shocker, Donald Fry. He's got some carries, 48 carries for 85 yards and a touchdown. The run game seems kind of mediocre. Look for Turner and Chase to have big games this week. Out wide, John White leads the team in catches with 23 catches for 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's a senior, 6 foot, 196 and 91 overall. Then you have tight end Jerome Johnson, the junior, 6'3", 236, 17 grabs for 240 and 3 scores. Todd Benson is third on the team with catches, 15 grabs for 298 and 2 touchdowns, but he's hurt. And then there's Chris Bryant, the senior, 6'2", 200. 7 grabs for 72 yards. Kind of a mediocre receiving group, if you ask me. White can be contained. We have to take a look at the rest of their roster here in a few minutes. On defense, they have a beast at left end, man. This is Robert Carter. He's 6'7", 277 pounds, a 91 overall. This kid is a problem. 37 tackles, 15 tackles for loss with 4.5 sacks. Oh, our offensive line is going to be in trouble. Second on the team is Jamal Hempfield. He's got 35 tackles. And at left outside linebacker is Joe Ward. He's got 27 tackles. In the sack department, Robert Carter leads the way with 4.5 sacks, followed by his line mate Rodney Bellamy. He's got 3.5 sacks. And Vince Minor, he's got 3 sacks on the season. Middle linebacker Rodney Brown has a sack and a half. Hempfield has a sack. Barrow, the big defensive tackle, 6'6", 337. He's got a sack. And shout out to Joe Ward. He's got a half a sack. In the interceptions department, one player has a pick. That's Daniel Walker, and he's a 74 overall freshman. Now it's time to take a deeper look at this Clemson roster. Taking a look at their wide receivers, John White's their best player, 91 overall. Then you have Benson, who's an 87, but he's hurt. And then they just fall off after that. Bryant's an 84, Johnson's an 81, and then they have a true freshman that's a 69 overall. I like our secondary's chances against these wide receivers. At tight end, Jerome Johnson's the best player. He's a 73 overall. Then it falls off. Tucker's a 66, and then Perez is a 43. Time to take a look at their offensive line. They're led by left tackle Joe Ryan. He's a senior, 6'6", 310. He's an 88 overall. At left guard, Josh Dennis. He's 5'11", 288 pounds. He's a redshirt junior. He's an 86 overall. Up the middle, a true sophomore, Nick Lynch. He's a 72 overall center. At right guard, a true freshman getting the start, Wesley Colvin. He's 6'3", 303. He's a 73 overall. And at right tackle, Bryant Brown. He's an 87 overall senior, 6'3", 298. Look for Mike Anderson and our D tackles have a field day on that interior offensive line. Checking out their defense, they got a disruptor in Robert Carter. He's that 91 overall defensive end. Then you have right defensive end Rodney Bellamy. He's a 91 overall, and his backup is Vince Minor. That's a great three-headed monster at defensive end. Up the middle is Jamal Barrow. He's a 92 overall. And Richard Morris, he's an 86 overall. At linebacker, Joe Ward, he's a 93 overall with 96 acceleration. At middle linebacker, redshirt sophomore Rodney Brown is starting. He's a 77 overall. And his backup is Cedric Malloy. He's a true freshman, 6'3", 237. He's a 68 overall. At right outside linebacker is Jamal Hempfield. He's an 81 overall with 89 acceleration and 82 speed. We might be able to take advantage of their secondary. Mike Mason is a 76 overall. Jay Billings is a 75 overall. Daniel Walker is a 74 overall. Melvin Huff, is a 73 overall. Alex Sherman is a 73 overall. And Jordan Armstrong is a 72 overall. Our wide receivers should eat this week. At safety, you have David Gray. He's a 6', 195-pound sophomore, 74 overall. And then at strong safety is Corey Brown. He's an 84 overall with 82 speed. They have a junior kicker, Todd Williams. He's a 78 overall. And their punter is Brennan Holycross, a true freshman, 73 overall. I can see why Clemson's 1-4. They have great pieces on the defensive line and a couple players at linebacker, but their secondary is awful. Hopefully Walker be able to take advantage of it. And, of course, Herbie is rolling with the GSU Tigers to beat down Clemson, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. And hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at IamBigC. And we'll talk from the hull as we take on Clemson. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.